Back in the house, fellas.
Greetings.
Ladies.
Hey.
All the 94 Feet Raw crew out there.
All
We're
right.
back with another pod. Trees, Rods, E. We're going to do a little something different today though. Kobe Bryant, just recently this week, was honoured by LA Lakers with the retirement of both jerseys, number 8, number 24. You know, the coaster, put in, 2 decades of work for the Lake Show. Delivered 5 rings, MVP, 81-point game.
A lot of personal accolades.
Numerous highlights. But what we're going to talk about today is,
Hang on.
was Kobe the greatest Laker?
I got something to say. Magic said, that Kobe Bryant was the greatest Laker in NBA history. Was he being gracious and just bowing down and being respectful because Kobe is just retiring? Or was he telling the truth?
I think it was part of him being humble. Magic is a humble guy, for one. And I think he was...
He's a born charmer.
Yeah, and I think because Kobe's of a different generation, so it's almost like he's aware of passing that baton and keeping the Lakers history going. So we understood Kobe from that kind of perspective as well. But deep down, I don't think Magic believes that at all. I think Magic knows. Kobe Bryant isn't called Kobe Spectacular. Magic is Magic. His real name is Irvin.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
Magic's the killer.
Magic's
a killer like Arlene was a killer, where you got the smiling face in front of you, but inside, man, they'll rip your heart out. You understand? Don't mistake the difference between Jordan's mean mug demeanor and Magic's. Magic was just as fierce a competitor, man.
I think part of why Magic probably said that was the way that Kobe went at the game and the longevity of him going at the game. Yeah, I think that was the reason why he said it, because 20 seasons is a lot. Some of them seasons you could turn around and say weren't nothing seasons because of what Rookie or a few others, and then Magic played concrete from the beginning. Like a power thing, deep playoffs.
Magic was only 19 when
at 13, for 13 seasons, for the 30 seasons that he played, and obviously with tragedies and other bits and pieces, it came to an end. If times were different, if he had the same medical staff that Kobe had, would he have a longer career?
Well, the reality is,
game changed.
Magic's career was cut short by HIV. You understand? He would have played. He would have played years. You understand? Yeah, interesting to see what businessman he would have came out if he never went through the HIV. That's interesting. But is Kobe the greatest Laker? Is he greater than Magic? We can argue whether or not Magic, whatever he thought. But is he better than Magic? Is he better than Kareem? Is he really?
Well, he's a better scorer, right, than Magic. Was he better scorer than Kareem? He didn't have the same overall
Magic's
numbers.
game weren't scoring.
No, but I'm just comparing them there. So Magic was a better passer. Kobe's a better
but the
scorer.
game was different. They would have hurt Kobe going to the basket. The game was a physical game back then. Magic.
Kobe said it best himself. One day they were asking Kobe that sort of question: who's the best ever? And Kobe's just like, it's quite profound. He's like, listen, man. I think he described it kind of like it's like superpowers. He goes, some people got superpowers to score. Some people got passing superpowers. Some people got rebounding superpowers, defensive superpowers. And when you argue about who was the greatest player ever, we get so much caught up into what somebody did with the way they used their quote-unquote powers, their abilities to win the game. But ultimately, it's about winning, you understand? So who combined the impact with overall winning? Obviously, Michael did. Magic did. He just did it in a different way. Like Bill Russell did it in a different way.
So how many did Magic win? 5 as well?
Absolutely, 5.
So Kobe won 5, so they're both balanced from that standpoint.
Kobe won 5, Magic
But
won
what would
5.
give Kobe the edge if we are to compare the two of them?
He's a bit
Or
defensive
compare
player.
all the Lakers?
Yeah, but personal accolades, season MVPs, finals MVPs.
Magic changed the league, man. Seriously,
They were both.
They both did their thing in their
Okay,
era.
I have to say this, yeah? I've heard man say this before, and I've heard people say this. I've heard players play this. I heard Isaiah, his boy, say this. early years, was Kobe the bus driver or the passenger?
Kobe's always been the bus driver.
When Shaq was there?
No, he always has come on.
When Shaq was there? Because when Magic got there, Thingy was on his way out and he was the bus driver.
No, but I think
He weren't immediately.
No, the reason why I said Kobe wasn't the bus driver immediately, but I'm saying because they had coming off the bench because Eddie Jones was there, so they're going to say, you know what, we can't put him straight away because we've still got Eddie Jones.
But they never did that back then. That was a different time.
But that's what I'm saying.
He wasn't ready then anyway. But once he started that era, let's just say coincided with when Phil Jackson took on the team. Shaq was the most dominant. Shaq was the man that you get the ball to, but ultimately, just like Magic was the facilitator and would get the ball to the right people, obviously knowing that Kareem was his bread and butter, the same thing Kobe was doing, you understand? He was just doing it combined with his scoring flair, you understand?
Yeah.
And yeah, you can argue that sometimes he might shot too much, whatever, but when playoffs time came, Phil Jackson talks about this in one of his books. He said, no matter all the dramas they went through during the regular season, where Kobe would go on his scoring binges and his egotistical stretches where he had to quote unquote, prove himself. Phil Jackson said, listen, once playoff time came, Kobe would just play basketball the right way, and all this shit that happened throughout the season was just dismissed, and he would just play basketball the right way. Done it to the tune of 3 championships straight. You understand? You know, he was the bus driver, man. He was the bus driver, and he knew who to give up the ball to, who needed it. And obviously it was Shaq. So I'm gonna do me, but Shaq's the man, and he knew that. You understand? But then he got to the point where, as Bill Simmons says in his awesome book, that Kobe's like Teen Wolf. And he said he had two, he had like the Mighty McFly persona, where everyone getting involved, it was all about the team.
Yeah.
Then he had the Teen Wolf mode where he's just like, nah, I'm gonna showboat and do my thing.
Do my thing. And is that the thing that, you know, effectively got Shaq out, you know what I mean? Because, you know, they had a great tandem, you know what I mean? Magic, I don't know, you know, too much of Magic's history in terms of what he did behind the scenes, but did he actually turf anyone out like Kobe turfed Shaq out? No, we don't know.
Well, let's rephrase the question concerning Magic and Kobe. If you were starting a franchise today, would you take a 19-year-old Magic or a 19-year-old Kobe?
Depends what kind of coach you are, innit?
Ultimately, I'm asking you.
You're asking me?
Start a franchise, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, but
You take
Another question.
I'll ask that question first. And I'll say,
Who would you personally take?
I'll start with Kobe.
Who would you take, Russ?
In this day and age with this game, and even though he's that old, it'll probably be Magic.
No, I'm talking about they're both 19. So
No, in this day and age, in this game, it'll be Magic.
This game, man.
no, for me,
Magic.
it'll be Kobe.
I'll take Magic.
You know
It'll be
why?
Magic.
Because Kobe's the most sexiest player of the generation, man. And you know what I mean? And people will undervalue how sexy his game was. You know what I mean? And that's what took him to the heights. He had so much confidence and so much swag beyond belief
I've got a question for
that
you.
that is bigger than everything. And he came because he worked so hard. He worked so hard on his craft that people didn't see. You know what I mean? Kobe walked
That's
in.
Kobe playing the
He went out
two
with
guard,
Brandy. He was like, "Yeah, I'm here." Before he was even there.
They give you no damn
You know
ring.
what? No, Brandy's name back in the days was hot. She was up there. Moesha, she was up
Listen,
there.
I'm talking
Kobe
about
stepped
on
to the scene.
the court stuff, man. If I'm starting the franchise today, I'm taking Magic.
But my point,
you know why?
you're looking on the court.
Because
I'm saying it's bigger than the court. Magic off the
Magic! Kobe was bigger than Magic off the court.
Magic was
mad?
Magic
Go on,
was
talk
a different time.
Talk to me, go on.
Magic was a different
Talk to
time.
me.
Talk to me, go on.
Magic in his heyday
Yeah.
in LA. Magic was bigger than Eddie Murphy, he was bigger than Michael Jackson in LA.
Yeah?
Yeah, man.
Okay.
Magic was on another level. You gotta think Lake Show, excuse me, the Showtime Lakers during the 80s, they were the show in town. You understand? Magic was the orchestrator, was a conductor. If I'm building a team, you're gonna argue that, you can make the argument, but me personally, I think you construct a team around Magic. He understands winning better.
It's about winning, man.
Kareem.
Alright, so you know, if you can turn around and people to argue about that lot, Mr. Abdul-Jabbar, you know, comparing up to seasons Both did 20.
Both 20 seasons.
You know, different times of the year. Both of them got to the playoffs. You know, Kareem wins that slightly more for 18 to 15.
Good comparison.
You know, All-Star games, much of the same, 19, 18, you know, so they're where things, you know, pull apart, or, you know, where there's a gap apart of it is MVP, regular season MVPs. My man Kareem's got 6.
Kareem dominated
now, you know,
a whole decade.
You know,
Dominated.
What
He
could
had 6 MVPs in one decade.
what could throw out any argument is that, you know, Kareem played for another team.
Yeah, so did Kobe in many ways. Played for 2 different incarnations of the Lakers, really.
You know, that's true. But, you know, from looking at it, you know, Kareem has a steady stack, even in today's analytics, to put him down as being the greatest Laker of all time.
Come on, man. Look at this guy's achievements. 50. Look, both of them. It's unbelievable, actually, how close they are. It's like you said, Kareem sets the standard apart with the season MVP, 6.
NBA championship, 6.
More than Mike. Mike's got 5.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, you understand?
That's true. In today's analytics, you know, that does fit into it.
It's very hard as well when you compare big men to perimeter players. I think there should be 2 separate categories for the greatest ever. I think you should have the greatest ever big man, greatest ever perimeter player, because they're very different. Obviously, what's asked of them to do.
But go on. But I'll say it's funny because even though I agree they are asked to do different things, but like you said, it's about winning. So if someone's hot, you go to who's hot and what's working. This is why, you know what I mean, if you're a great player, teams will get you the ball. You know what I mean? It's not about who. If you've got someone like Kobe, and that's why, in my eyes, Kobe shouldn't be seen as one of the greatest Lakers, because effectively he's taking shots away from other great players on his team. He's effectively taking shots away from Shaq. You know what I mean? If he was making them and stuff.
What did he shoot for his career, Kobe?
Who, Kobe? What did Kobe shoot
You
for
know,
his career?
kind of the most missed shots
Go
ever.
down.
But I'm still picking because he's sexy as
That's
hell.
He shot 44%.
From the field.
44.7%.
45%.
You know what I mean?
45%,
It's okay. You know, for an average player,
Kareem shot 56%.
he's close to the hole, right?
Of course.
And stuff. So you can't.
More efficient.
Yeah, exactly. So ultimately, his teams, well, I won't say are more successful, but I mean, it's very it's almost neck and neck, though. Isn't
Both for the Lakers, they've both got 5 chips. You understand? As did Magic.
6.
Compare Kobe's stats to Jerry West. You'd be surprised what a G Mr. Clutch was.
Yeah, I will do.
Jerry had a lot of the same attributes as Kobe. His stat line's actually better for the career, minus the championships. But he went to the finals more times. He just ran into the juggernaut that was Bill Russell's Celtics. Check this out.
Okay.
Okay. Alright, so we're looking. What we can see is Kobe's got 5 championships, Jerry West got 1. NBA seasons, Kobe's 20 to Jerry's 14. Played about almost the same amount of years in playoffs. Almost the same All-Star games, 18 to 14. But ultimately, you know, it's very, very close, but I think Kobe's got the slight edge.
He's got this edge in accolades, absolutely. And that's why, primarily why he's seen ahead of Jerry West. But let's examine all NBA first team. 11 to Kobe, 10 to Jerry West. Total 15 to 12. Obviously, Kobe played 6 more years. He had more opportunity. All NBA first defensive team. 9 first teams of 4 for Jerry West. And they didn't start to count all NBA defensive teams till, I believe, the early 70s or the late 60s. Yeah? 68, 69. Yeah, so look, Jerry West would have acquired more, maybe even equaling Kobe's. 2-time scoring leader for Kobe, Jerry West. But let's check out their averages now. Check out the stat lines. Jerry West 27 to Kobe 25. Rebounds 5.2 to Kobe, 5.8 to West. Assists 4.7 to Kobe, 6.7 West. Jerry West 2.6 steals. They didn't start counting steals till around the 70s as well. So let's look at percentages.
Cool. Regular season percentages or playoff percentages?
Right, no, percentages. Yeah, 47 to 44. Obviously, Kobe had the 3-point line, dragging them out even further. Yeah. But very comparable. I believe Kobe was a better player, but Jerry West was.
You know, it's hard. One thing I don't like doing, you know, it's hard to compare players like this, especially when there's such a big dynamic thing that's glaring in my face, which is athletic ability, and obviously the game changing so much drastically. But at the end of the day, you've got a player in a specific time playing against the competition that he's got in front of him. Yeah, and Jerry West produced things which, with limited ability, athletically and other attributes which are big.
I think the way you approach it is exactly what you said. You look at each player within their respective period that they played and acknowledge that any player playing today, probably the superstar players would probably be the superstar players in those areas with differences in technical and athletic ability. But if you applied the players in the 60s and you gave them the training regimes, you gave them the nutrition, you gave them the technical equipment in terms of footwear, if you combine all this stuff, the weight training and whatnot, and you imagine the athletes that they would be, and these guys were awesome athletes. Don't discredit these guys, man. Yeah. Go watch some highlights of Bill Russell and Wilt Chamberlain if you want to see.
That's to be an athlete in them shoes.
So you really gotta just take them for what they were in their era. Obviously, there's always discrepancy in terms of the stat line because of the differences in the games. But we talk about small ball. The Boston Celtics teams were playing small ball in the 60s. You understand? Yeah. Bill Russell was 6'10" centre. You understand? And they didn't really have a big man next to him. They had kind of 2 forwards and guards around him. They were playing that small ball game from back then.
Yeah,
that is true. That is true.
It's definitely what you're saying. It's interesting. I think unless you've kind of got a real kind of nostalgic kind of feel about the game of how it was played, you know, from old clips or just learn about the history of the game, it's really hard to have that appreciation of players like Jerry West, Bill Russells, or even the Kareem Abduls. You know what I mean? Just because, you know, Kobe, you know, TV, YouTube, everything's much more in your face. You can watch it. You don't have to be there first person. You know, the screens in colour and whatnot. You know what I mean? So,
but put all that aside, all the
technical advances,
all the accoutrements on the outside, all the involvements and thing. Who, in your opinion, is the greatest Laker of all time against a big player?
But this is what I'm saying. The reason I brought out is because for me, the only reason I would say the greatest Laker of all time, as much as I think he took a lot of bad shots, is Kobe because of what he kept that franchise ticking over when it effectively was down in the trenches. He made it sexy again.
For me, it's hard to take away from what Magic's done for the Lakers. And understand the type of basketball he played and the way he was, and you have to understand, I look at Kobe and I see he's moulding his game upon Mike. Magic didn't do that. Magic broke out. You know, my basketball knowledge ain't as great. You know, someone might say, "Oh, you're wrong, Rodney. You grabbed this or that." But for me, 6'8", 6'9", bringing that atmosphere to that team, that personality to that team, and then doing the things that he did throughout the game. And, you know, it's hard for me to turn around and say, you know, he brought harmony to the team.
Yeah, and that's my key point. I agree. I believe it's Magic as well.
What mentality do I want in my team?
I believe Magic was a better player. I think he was a more intelligent basketball player. I think he understood the game better as far as what Rodney's saying, bringing harmony to a team, bringing the best out of other players. They had totally different approaches, they were totally different players, as Rodney said. You know, Kobe's a Jordan model, you know, Magic from the Oscar Robertson type, you know, get everyone involved model. And maybe it's a personal preference at the end of the day. They both delivered 5 championships. But for myself, I'd pick Magic. But that's the way I like the idea of my team, a free-flowing offense, everyone's getting involved, and the leader of that free-flowing offense is your captain who projects that unselfish energy on the team and doesn't engender you know, infighting and selfishness like a lot of Kobe's teams did.
Yeah, but it's the only thing. The reason why I love Kobe is because it's kind of, you know, what symbolises what we are, man. He brought that rawness. You know what I mean? He saw the game from a distance. you know, he grew up in Italy. Well, no, he didn't go to the university or college and stuff like that. Came to the league, unpolished as hell, coming with his afro, all the swag.
I have to say, unpolished is not the word.
He came with that peanut head first.
Unpolished is not the word I would use when it comes to Kobe, because fundamentally, his footwork is been what it's been, and is what it is, and it's unbelievable.
I don't mean unpolished, like,
for me, he had a naivety to him because he was young, but he wasn't foreign to the pro environment. He wasn't foreign to that way in basketball life. He was a son of a basketball player that lived in Europe. Yeah. So Kobe's been in the game and Kobe's understood that part. For me though, as I said, not anti Kobe. What I've seen him, I've had the opportunity to see him come in the game and leave the game. And I'm not holding on to Magic like Magic. Oh no, you can't never top Magic. Like how some people will say you can never top, other players that they've had to watch and play, they've watched them play. But yeah, Magic for me still, is unbelievable. Now I'm not knocking what Kobe has done.
I say it's amazing. The Lakers have had so many all-time greats. We haven't mentioned Elgin Baylor. We haven't mentioned Shaq. We haven't mentioned Wilt. You understand?
Yeah.
Crazy.
Yeah. They're a storied franchise, man. That we need to talk about their current team and what's going on.
And it'd be interesting to see if Lonzo Ball's going to be the next chapter.
I don't think so. I don't think so.
Yeah, man, it's a new era, man.
The start of every story.
New era's got nothing to do with social media. Playing ball has got nothing to do with social media.
Summer League MVP, man.
Yeah, playing ball has got nothing to do with social media.
No heat, man.
And
average a triple-double.
And you never knew Kobe was going to be Kobe until he became Kobe.
That's it.
You
become
something. You never knew that, man.
Watch the space, man.
Take it easy.
Thanks for listening. Appreciate your support. Keep it up. Please support by pressing subscribe. It's night 4 feet raw, and we out.